I'm so excited to be doing this interview with you today. I'm so excited. I'm 20 days sober today, and I praise God for being sober. I don't have pink hair anymore. I went back to my natural color because I feel like when I dyed my hair is in my youth, and so I feel like going back to my natural hair color is like my new beginning into going to treatment. And Cam Nakasi and Nicole definitely helped me in a big way into making that decision into going to treatment. You know, I've been through a hard journey on this road, and being in recovery feels great. I decided to go back into recovery because I wanted to continue the fight for the homeless people, but I want to be on the other side. I want to be on the side with Nicole and everyone else, you know, so I can make a difference in the world. And in order for me to make that difference, I knew I had to get sober. So 20 days sober is huge.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations. What are the next steps? Like, are you going to be in treatment? Are you currently on methadone? What is kind of explain what's next?
So the Friday before I went to treatment, I went to a methadone clinic, methadone Suboxone clinic, and originally I really wanted to start on Suboxone, but because I was still using fentanyl, they said I would have to wait 3 days to start the Suboxone, because if you start Suboxone, it'll put you in instant withdrawal. And so I originally agreed to start with the methadone to get me through the weekend and things like that to start treatment. That's how I knew I was ready for recovery, because I had money in my pocket on Friday, and I did not use after I left the methadone clinic. I didn't use any drugs for the whole weekend. I stayed in the yurt with Nicole, and I slept a lot of it, but I went into treatment sober. And that's a first. I've never gone to a treatment program where I went in sober. I've used up until the day I went to the treatment. That's how I knew I was ready for change. I didn't want to get high anymore. Like, I was just done with it. But so I've been on methadone for 20 days. And I started at 30, and I went up to 40, because you can keep increasing, like, for the first 3 days. But it was too much for me. Like, even like when I was at the encampment, Nicole was like, "You're sleeping sitting up." So it was a little too much. So I went down to 30. And being in group, I was still being real tired, so I went down to 20, and I've been at 20 for a while, for like a week or so. And then I'm like, you know, my real goal is to be on Suboxone to be more maintenance, so let me keep going down. Oh, I probably shouldn't say her name, but somebody from the Indigenous Task Force, she's been helping me like get to the clinic, because the clinic's out of my network. So my insurance company wouldn't pay for me to get med rides to and from the clinic, but they'll pay for me to go to the clinic. It's been frustrating, but they made it work so I could still get my dose. But now I'll be able to get like weekly, so I won't have to dose every day. So it's more maintenance, you know? So
a lot of people watching this probably have never, I mean, a lot of people watching have experienced addiction, but a lot of people probably haven't and are like learning about a lot of these things. Yeah. What would you wish that they could know from your perspective in your experience?
A lot of people think that because you're using methadone or because you're using Suboxone, you're not clean, you're not fully sober. But until you've experienced an opioid addiction, you don't understand. Like, I didn't understand till the first time I got sick. And I wouldn't wish that sickness upon anybody. I had the cold sweats, and I was running to the bathroom, but I couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom because I was so sick. Like, it was really bad. I could hardly get out of bed. I couldn't move. My whole body was hurting. And so, like, methadone, you can take methadone even if you're still using, but if you're on a methadone, you won't have withdrawal effects. So that's why a lot of people are on methadone in the methadone clinic, to prevent them from having those withdrawals. And then Suboxone's more of a maintenance, where I can take Suboxone and it'll help with the cravings. And if I did decide to get high, I wouldn't be able to get high, because Suboxone more so blocks the receptors for you to like get high. So Suboxone is more of a maintenance. So that's more so for me. Now that I have 20 days sober, I wanted to get out the methadone, because methadone is still an opiate, where Suboxone isn't. So Suboxone is more of like trying to maintain my recovery. But just because people, whether you use Suboxone or methadone, I still believe your recovery is your recovery. Can't nobody tell you you're not in recovery if you believe you are in recovery. That is your choice, you know? And I know a lot of people will say like, oh, you're not sober because you're on the... No, that's not true. It's your choice.
Most excellent. Well, congratulations on 3 weeks tomorrow.
I'm so excited.